Hello and welcome to our Galena STEM Senior Project this year. We had a pretty interesting problem statement that all of our group members could kind of relate with. All of our group members were VR users, and we've all encountered this one particular problem within VR, and that is that basically since the beginning of VR, that typing inside of VR has been a pain. It's really slow. It seems very not flushed out. It's always very basic just to add the functionality, and it's when you try and type at all, it doesn't feel like you're trying to type fast. It's more of a pain to interact with. So we've always usually tried to work around that, in terms of the video games, but otherwise we need to kind of embrace it and figure out, how to actually fix typing in VR. So our data is that when we sampled a bunch of VR users and some non-VR users, um, we found that there was basically everyone agreed on our statement that yeah, typing in VR is difficult, and a lot of people didn't really realize that it was a problem because we had been typing really slow in VR for a few years now, and since it really became to market. So there's people think that there can be very much a benefit improvement. Nobody said that there was the current solutions were fine as they were, so we decided to continue on with our project. So there are some prior solutions and other prototype keyboards people have made, and the original one, which is what we have the most examples of and we see all over the place, is the original point and click keyboard. This one is just kind of like a virtual keyboard in front of your face that you have to aim your controller at the key and press the trigger on the controller to actually select which key you want to press. That's like taking a yardstick at a whiteboard and trying to type with it. It's not very comfortable. It's very impractical, but this is what the current solution is for most VR products. There has been some other improvement with trying to input physical keyboards into the VR world and have them tracked so that you can see where the keyboard actually is. But the problem is that you don't see your hands. You only see the actual keyboard in VR, and it only really works in a seated configuration because you can't have a keyboard suspended in front of you without restricting other parts of your VR space. There were some other ones that were done, like finger tracking ones, to try and improve on that previous keyboard there. Ones that would use cameras to track the motion of your fingers, but still you were either typing on a flat surface with no tactile feedback or typing in the middle of the air, and that provided a really unnatural feeling when we tried it, and also to other people as well. We had some pretty basic design requirements. We wanted to be able to run on the Oculus Quest, which is the most popular VR headset right now, and that's the one that we were using for our group. And the Oculus Quest the code can be ported to other VR headsets fairly easy. And basically, we want to make this keyboard fast to figure out. We want to make it take less than 5 minutes, and we want them to have a faster WPM average than the original point-and-click keyboard. We are also trying to see if we can potentially see if they can type as fast as they can on a normal keyboard, but that's kind of a stretch, seeing that most people have been typing on keyboards way longer than they have even been in VR. So we had some original prototypes, like what we called the modified drum keyboard. Basically, we were going to use like drumsticks to type, and we found that that was kind of a more natural feeling. This was Kirk's idea, and we had some other ones like maybe we can try and help people type better using the default keyboard by making a typing game. So we are kind of, if you've heard of like NitroType or typeracer.com or some other stuff like that, trying to make it fun to practice using a keyboard. And we also had another one which was a better finger tracking keyboard, basically to where you actually see your hands and see a keyboard. So potentially that can help write out some of the unnatural feelings of that. And then we basically went to a decision matrix. So we went and put in all of our suggestions here. Not all of them were mentioned, and we did in a decision matrix based on how fast we thought they were, how easy they thought they were to learn. Do you need to buy any external devices, and how available would it be for everyone? Do they have to buy something, or do they have to, do they, download it or others. So if we can, basically, yeah. And then we went on to our prototype. So our first version of the prototype here was kind of a basic. We basically had to learn the Unity engine to do this, and the Unity engine's a great game engine, and it really allowed us to basically do what we had in our mind for our project. So we wanted to kind of encourage people with our keyboard to not have to move the controller over to hit the backspace or the space bar. Because you have to, if you imagine hitting a drum, which is what we chose, the modified drum keyboard, you would have to constantly move out of the way and take time to press space. So we figured if we added space to one of the triggers on the controllers, that you can continue typing and not have to, do that movement of space all the time to get to type space, and especially when doing backspace. We also added a clear all button so that you don't have to press backspace to delete everything. And when we were testing this keyboard, this is only the first prototype, it was really fast. Most of us in our data got almost double of our original double point and click speed, and these people had put on the headset for the first time and basically learned it in under 5 minutes, which was one of our design requirements there. So our finished keyboard, you'll get to see at our senior sem night on the 26th, and we hope to see you there. Thank you for coming, and yeah, we'll see you then.